Well, this is the time of year for gardening. Some people plant to put food on the table, and some do it for the beauty of the flowers. But as you are about to see, others find gardening to be a creative outlet. Doug Oster writes a gardening column for the Post-Gazette, and he is also an On-Cue contributor. And tonight, Doug takes us to an art garden made in Pittsburgh.
If you've ever driven down Bigelow Boulevard, you might have caught a glimpse of one of Pittsburgh's most intriguing sights. It's called the Persephone Project, and it's located in Frank Curto Park, overlooking the Strip District. Stephanie Flom is in charge of the Persephone Project. She came up with the idea while doing research, then presented it to Carnegie Mellon's Studio for Creative Inquiry, which supports a wide range of different art forms, including gardens.
I literally woke up one morning from a dream, and I wrote in my dream journal, and I just wrote, oh my gosh, that's the idea. Can there be a place like a gallery, like a museum, only it's all outdoor, and artists who work with growing plants are commissioned to make gardens.
The idea is to create a space that lets gardeners express themselves creatively.
And I believe that everyone's an artist, so therefore I had to challenge myself. Well, if everyone's an artist, what's your art form? So prior to the dream, I had realized that the garden was my art form. And after the dream, I thought, if we do this, then every gardener can know that they are an artist.
For the first garden, Stephanie commissioned Lily Yeh, an artist from Philadelphia.
She asked if she could add a sculptural element.
Her installation combines tall wooden sculptures with circular beds of plants. The center circle is filled with donated flowers. Stephanie calls it a magic penny garden.
And as I'm looking at my garden, I realized that each plant had been given to me, and I could practically visualize the person who gave it to me and the story behind the plant. And I thought, gosh, all of these plants have been given to me, and yet I love to give them away, and yet my garden is so flush right now. And the song, it's a Malvina Reynolds folk song, Magic Penny, which equates love to a magic penny. The more you give it away, the more they come rolling back to you. Just started swirling in my head, and I thought, it's a magic penny garden.
Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny, hold it tight and you won't.
In the Persephone Project, people are encouraged to donate plants. They're also videotaped so they can tell stories of why their plants are so special.
What really surprised me was how many people came to honor somebody in their life by bringing the plant. So they told stories of parents, of grandparents. They told stories of moving from one house and memories of living in that house and taking a plant from the garden when a parent moved from that house, bringing our past with us through the plant. People talked about mentors and how attributes of the plant reminded them of attributes of the person.
This really grows like a weed, and it is soft as a lamb's ewe.
My background in gardening was taught to me by my father, and just last week was the first year anniversary of his passing. And I was inspired to bring some plants that he had given to me.
I've got here a columbine with lavender flowers, and it was given to me by a friend who died. She's my age, and she was a wonderful person.
Stephanie's own story is also touching, and it shows that gardening can transcend the boundaries of age. Hers is about the plant Rudbeckia.
And my story with Rudbeckia is my mother-in-law was the person who introduced me to gardening. So she was a little unsure about me when I first moved into the family. But when I approached her and told her I'd like to plant a garden with her and learn from her about gardening, our relationship totally changed. And she started giving me plants for my garden. And one of the plants was Rudbeckia, which I love, the black-eyed Susan. And more recently, fast forward many years, sitting on the back porch with her as her Alzheimer's is progressing. And the beautiful flower bed is now a beautiful Rudbeckia bed. And I'm sitting there on the swing with her as she's admiring it and saying, they sure are pretty. I don't know where they came from, but they sure are pretty.
Besides the Magic Penny Garden, there is a second installation at Curto Park that involves the grafting of sycamore trees. It's by Daniel Ladd of Vermont.
And his idea was to create 3 arches that frame, that basically give us 3 vantage points. So one you get the town view through, another you get the view of the river. I think this is really going to become a landmark that people are going to watch these arches grow, feel connected to them.
You can imagine in just even 10 years what with these trees together is going to be something remarkable when people drive by. There are 2 other gardens connected with the Persephone Project. One's in the Hill District, the other in Polish Hill. Oh, this is amazing that you're able to cut this garden out of an empty lot like this. The garden in Polish Hill was carved out of a vacant lot and is now filled with colorful and interesting plants.
All of these rocks came out.
Amazing.
Weeks with pickaxes, lots of volunteers.
I can imagine. Oh, and the cactus is going to look so good when it blooms. Stephanie's mission is not just about gardens or art, of course. It's really about dreams and helping people to create a new vision of themselves. Oh, I love that grass, too.
I want the gardeners to know that they are artists. So if they've never thought about themselves that way, I want them to have that transformative power of art in their life, where they know that their creative juices are flowing, they have that creative ability, it will serve them in all aspects of their lives, enrich all aspects of their lives.
More irises, lilac.
Yeah, great. And then I really just hope that it connects us a little bit more to the wondrous things in our lives, that we care about the environment a little bit more because of it, that we care about growing things a little bit more because of it.
And Doug says that Magic Penny Gardens are also planned for Lawrenceville and Wilkinsburg. And you can be part of the Persephone Project by donating plants and the stories that go with them at an event called The Shared Garden, Saturday, May the 31st, from noon until 3 at the Pittsburgh Center for the Arts in Shadyside.